The 159th game for the Marlins tonight. This is their 149th different, unique lineup. How about that? There's ball 3 to Marcy from Walker Buehler.
Well, he will walk you. There's the numbers for Buehler. That's including with the Red Sox. He's only had 2 outings. This will be his 3rd for the Phillies. 9-7 with a 5.13 total ERA between the 2 teams.
And there's ball 4. Marcy will take it.
Well, let's scout Walker Buehler at the bank. He does pretty well in his career here at Citizens Bank. 5 games, 3.42 ERA. The splits are pretty incredible. Righties hitting .218. How about lefties are hitting over 300? 308 against Buehler this year. I think he has way too many pitches. We'll go over his arsenal, I'm sure, soon. But it's about a 6-7 pitch mix. And at this point in his career, he probably could scrap a couple.
Here is Augustine Ramirez, and there is Walker Buehler's first strike of the night. 26th appearance, 24th start of the season for Walker. 3rd appearance and 2nd start with Philadelphia. So from 4 consecutive out of the zone to Marcy to an 0-2 count on Augustine, who's 0 for 6 in the series. Walker Buehler made 23 appearances, 22 starts with Boston, had a 5.45 ERA, and they finally had to cut ties. Couldn't take it any longer in August.
Well, it's a shame because he was such a great pitcher with the Dodgers, and when he went through that and had the injury to his elbow, that really is when his career started going backwards. He put together a pretty decent year, pitched well for him in the postseason. He's a gamer. He's not afraid, and you absolutely love that. The Dodgers loved that for a while.
8th season, 3rd team, 7 with the Dodgers, had a 3.27 ERA and 122 career starts. Clayton McCullough said earlier, I've known this cat for 11 years. 2-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, closed out Game 5 of the World Series last season in the Bronx. It's been such a bad year, though. Has not gotten ahead of guys. We saw that with Marcy. He has struggled with his command. Has a hard time putting guys away in these situations.
A lot of pitches. Yeah. I mean, he'll get to the 100-pitch mark quick, right around 5 innings. And about 4.5 walks per 9 and only a little over 6 strikeouts per 9. So that's something that he's not used to.
This is some of the issue right here. 0-2 to 2-2.
And he takes a long time on the mound. If it wasn't for the pitch clock, I mean, he might take a half hour in between pitches.
And he's getting paid by the hour. You might think that Buehler and the Marlins don't have a whole lot of history. Well, you'd be wrong. This is his 7th career start against Miami. He's got a lifetime 4.50 ERA. And amongst teams that he's made 6 or more starts against in his career, that ERA is tied for the 2nd highest. His highest ERA, and this probably won't come as a surprise to you, was when he was with the Dodgers against the Rockies. Obviously made a lot of starts at Coors Field. The other team he has struggled against is the Chicago Cubs.
Let's see if Marcy gets a jump here, 3-2.
He did get a pretty good jump. There's strike 3, and the throw down to second base is in time.
And they may want to look at this. It was a really good throw, and the ball was right down the middle of the plate. It was a fastball. I think Marcy might have gotten in there. And let's see if they decide to challenge this. Right down the middle. Fastball. Center cut.
The Marlins will challenge.
It's pretty close, but I think he might have gotten in there. It's going to be close.
The way that dirt kicked up, right. I don't know if there's...
Miami's challenging the out call at second base. Hey, Lance.
Hello, Lance.
Well, either way, it's a close play, and you're talking about the first inning. And if this is not overturned, the Marlins will lose their challenge for the rest of the game, or until late in the ballgame.
I thought I saw Clayton McCullough almost signal play on, and then he put his hands over his ears.
Great look right here. I think he may be safe. That toe looked like he might have got in there. That was a really good look.
Any chance that foot came off the bag or no?
Let's see. I mean, you see a lot of dirt. Now, this right here, watch the toe. This is an outstanding look here. It is on the base before he makes the tag. Yes, I think so.
No chance it comes off?
Does it come off at any point? I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
But is it enough to overturn? The call on the field is out.
This is one of those where I will generally and often say, I believe he's safe. I don't know if there's enough to overturn it. I think the Marlins will lose their challenge here. But I think he's safe.
I think he might got in there, and I don't think that his foot came off the bag. Now, this has taken a long time, probably because it's in the first inning. And if the replay room doesn't get this right, the Marlins will lose their challenge.
Opportunity for Jacob Marcy to chop it up with Alec Boehm, Edmundo Sosa, and Bryson Stott, which is nice.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the Phillies do with Buehler. I mean, he's been such a big game pitcher, especially in the postseason.
Right.
He's not going to start, obviously.
Miami loses their challenge.
I had a feeling that would be the case.
Well, I'm not going to agree with the call. I think he was safe, but like you said, Kyle, was there enough to overturn? I think this is a great look here. You watch that toe. I think it gets and hits the bag before the tag.
Yeah, I think he's safe. And if that was called safe on the field, I don't think it gets overturned. You heard the verdict from the replay room in New York. They said this one's going to have to stand. So the leadoff walk erased on a caught-stealing double play. And here is Xavier Edwards.
You know, with Buehler, they'll probably throw him the bullpen. Now, the last outing, Taijuan Walker started, and Buehler backed him up. He wound up getting the win when they played the Diamondbacks. Walker's going to start on Friday. That's tomorrow, so there's no piggyback here in tonight's game.
There's Taijuan Walker, veteran right-hander, hanging out there in the bullpen. It sounds like the Phillies have a three-way competition going for a potential fourth starter if they need it in the postseason between Walker, Buehler, and Nola.
And I think Walker and Buehler will go to the bullpen, and I think if they don't need a fourth starter, I don't know if Nola is on that NLDS roster.
It'll be interesting. There's the second walk of the inning issued by Buehler.
Well, let's
take a look at his art. Oh, yeah.
The 5,000 pitches that he has, Kyle. I think too many. You got the four-seamer, 93 to 95. Four pitches might make you a little bit better pitcher, especially at this point in your career. You know, you're coming down to a time where whether you're a starter or reliever, your young age, maybe you could have mastered these pitches, but now master four. You go fastball, changeup, slider, cutter if you want, whatever you want, but limit them.
In the air to center, caught by Harrison Bader. No score after a half inning of play here in Philadelphia. Harrison Bader was 0 for 5 in Game 2. He would glow in the dark with the garb that he's got on. Not Jansen Junk, I'm talking about Harrison Bader. But here's Jansen Junk, 21st appearance, 16th start of the year. I think Harrison Bader went to your closet and grabbed some of this stuff, Nelly.
Wow. How about that? A Halloween costume early.
You're not kidding. Jansen Junk has been great his last 2 times out. He's allowed 3 runs or less in 6 of his last 7 starts. Throws a lot of breaking balls. Does so 55% of the time this season. There's another one. That's the second highest percentage in Major League Baseball among qualified starting pitchers.
Well, his last outing against Texas, out of the 91 pitches, threw 40 fastballs, 4 seamers, 28 sliders. That was the most, and then he mixed in that sweeper, changeup, and curveball. He likes to throw that 4-seamer at the top of the zone, so he changes the eye level, and it plays well at the top if he's throwing it for strikes because the slider's down and the curveball is down.
I was a little surprised when we saw earlier today he has never faced the Phillies before.
I was too.
Up the middle into center field, that's a base hit. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Outs by pitch type for Junk. His last time out in
ball, 6 changeups, and about 11 sweepers.
Here is Kyle Schwarber, who's hit 3 home runs in this series. He hit 2 more last night. And with 56 home runs this season, that is the most ever by a designated hitter in a single year. 132 RBIs and a .246 hitter. Junk came inside on him with a fastball, and it's 0-2 on Schwarber.
We've talked a little bit about it, I think, in the first game about the MVP for the National League and the American League, and I think Kyle Schwarber, what he has been doing, I would vote for him. And Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh out in Seattle, they just won the division. He hit his 60th in yesterday's ballgame. How about Raleigh, Schwarber, and Judge? Each of them had 2 home runs in the game yesterday.
And then you factor in Ohtani, and all those guys have hit a half a century worth.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani went deep for the Dodgers this afternoon. They just blanked the Arizona Diamondbacks in Phoenix. The Dodgers just won the National League West. Final. And now the Diamondbacks are on the brink of scheduling their tee time for Monday morning. Swing and a miss. He got him with an elevated slider.
Well, slider up, and it almost had a little cut action, more of a cutter type pitch than a slider when it stays up in the zone like that. Now about the Dodgers. Dodgers going to have to take this weekend to align their starting rotation. They're going to go right into that play-in series starting on Tuesday.
I think Phillies fans were very happy today when they saw Rob Thompson's lineup card. It featured Bryce Harper, who's missed the last 2 games with an illness, and it also featured JT Realmuto behind the plate. We thought he may have gotten really hurt on Tuesday night in Game 1 when his right hand was hit by a foul ball. Throw down to first, snap throw. Bader dives back in safely.
Let's look at the defense for the Marlins. We have Johnston, Marcy, and Conine, the lefties, out in the outfield. Left-handed hitters, that is. Norby, Lopez, Edwards, and Paulie over at first. Hicks gets the start. His second start catching Junk on this road trip.
Only one Philadelphia Phillies ever faced Jansen Junk before. That would be Harrison Bader, who was 0 for 2 against them earlier on in the season. Well, there's only one Miami Marlin that's ever faced Walker Buehler. Do you care to guess who that is?
One Miami Marlin.
Who's ever faced Walker Buehler in his career at the
Edwards?
plate. No, Ryan Weathers.
No way. Really?
Yeah. One ball, two strikes, the count on Bryce Harper. Harper shoots it foul. It's amazing, Nelly, when you take a look at Bryce Harper's career against the Marlins. A full season's worth and change. This is his 194th career game against Miami. 38 lifetime homers and 128 runs batted in, and a lifetime 289 hitter against the Fish. That is shot back up the middle, and Lopez can't flag it down. He ricocheted out into center field where Marcy has to collect it, and Bader goes first to third.
No, that was 105 miles an hour off the bat of Harper. It was a curveball. And watch out, Jansen Junk. And Lopez basically had to be a bullfighter there, Olay, because that was hit hard.
It's already two hard hit balls right back up the middle on Jansen Junk. No score, bottom one. Here's Alec Bohm. With their win last night, the Phillies clinched a bye. They'll open up the postseason with Game 1 of the DS next Friday. Throw to first is in time. A run will score. 58th run batted in this season for Alec Bohm. It's 1-0 Philadelphia.
Bohm's a double play candidate. If it was hit harder, you might have gotten that double play, but it was off the end of the bat. It was a sweeper, high chopper. Nice job by Bader. He's going to score easily with his speed. Harper to second. Only play was to first.
RBI put out. Game 3 here tonight between the Marlins and the Phillies. Phillies are just incredible at home. We were telling you all about that. 52-25 here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the best home winning percentage and run differential in Major League Baseball. Their run differential here at home plus 101.
Wow. And this is a hitter's ballpark. The ball carries in the summer. We just saw that yesterday. 8 home runs from the Phillies. But they have some good pitching. I think that this is the best team in the National League.
I think this is as good of a chance that they've had in recent years to win it all. And they are gearing up for what they call around these parts of town another Red October.
And they may wind up, and whoever wins the playing game, but they may wind up facing the Dodgers if the Dodgers can get through that. Whoever has that last wild card will see Los Angeles. And then they come here.
Yep. Marsh foul tips that slider. It's hung on to by Liam Hicks. Phillies get a run here in the bottom of the first, and after one, it's the Phillies, one of the Marlins.
Well, we'll go left to right. Marsh in left, Bader center, Kepler out and right, Bohm, Sosa, Stott, and Harper. He gets his first start of this series, and Real Muto, nice to see him back behind the plate. Catch a Buehler.
Otto Lopez leads off the top of the second. Harper making his 127th start of the season at first. Real Muto his 130th start behind the plate. I've had a softer spot as the years have gone on for Harper. I love him. I think he is an incredible player. I think he is a very quiet superstar. I think he's a terrific leader. And as he's gotten older, I think he's just become an incredible guy to have here in Philadelphia.
You didn't like him as a National?
It's not that I didn't like him, but he was a very young man and he was very edgy, and I think he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I just happen to find him to just be awesome. I love watching him play. I love what he's all about.
Yeah, I like him. I've always liked him. I know he's always had an edge, especially early, but he's a super player. He's like you mentioned, it seems like he is a great teammate and absolutely loves Philadelphia.
High bouncer out towards short. Sosa's got it. Chest high. Low throw to first. Bryce has got it. One away. Here comes Griffin Conine.
And he's a big fan of the Philly Fanatic.
Yes. What a night last night for Edmundo Sosa. First Philly shortstop ever to hit 3 home runs in a game. And for Sosa, his first career multi-home run game. Speaking of home runs, here's Griffin Conine. He went deep in his return on Tuesday night. So he's got 2 home runs now this season. His first very memorable on the day that his dad was inducted into the Marlins Legends Hall of Fame. Remember that opposite field home run at Lone Depot Park. Well, if the Phillies are going to win the World Series, they're going to rely and lean heavily on their starting pitching. That in this series alone so far has worked 15 1/3 innings of near perfect baseball. Sanchez and Luzardo combined to work 14 innings. They did not allow an earned run. They did allow 1 unearned run. They had 16 strikeouts and 1 walk, and they allowed 6 hits. And it is fast. Ground ball out towards second. And there's 2 out. Make sure you suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys. Be rowdy. 3 very big crowds are expected. The Cincinnati Reds won earlier this afternoon as Connor Norby breaks his bat. That forces the Mets to win tonight. If the Mets do not beat the Cubs at Wrigley Field, that ball game will be underway at 7:40. They no longer control their own destiny. They would be in a tie for that 3rd final wild card spot with the Reds. There's some home run robbery in the top of the 9th inning at Great American Ballpark that preserved that 2-1 victory for Terry Francona's ball club.
Well, the Pirates were looking to sweep the Reds.
How about that? If the Mets had any ability to pitch, they probably wouldn't be in the position that they're in with that offense that they have, but their ability or lack thereof to get good starting pitching has cost them dearly. And they still control their own destiny, but they can't be feeling great every night that it's time to play ball because they're constantly playing from behind.
Whoever gets that 3rd wild card slot in the National League, they're going to have their hands full with the Dodgers.
I know.
And to watch what they're going, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with their starting rotation and who goes to the bullpen. They had Sasaki pitch out of the bullpen last night.
How about that?
I know it was against the Diamondbacks, but I mean, 99 miles an hour with a nasty split.
A couple hundred still.
Yes, and Ohtani, where does he fit in? Is he a guy that either going to start or is he going to go out of the bullpen?
I think it's a really good question. If you were the manager, do you want him to start game 1 of the postseason, or do you want all of his focus on the offense?
Well, if he is in the bullpen, doesn't he have to play the field? So he has to be either in the outfield in order to come out of the bullpen. He said he would do it.
It's an interesting deal. Realmuto's under, he's got it. And it's a quiet top of the second inning for Walker Buehler.
£3,000 of these every single game. It's seasoned crinkled cut fries with a secret spice blend paired with a creamy white cheese sauce for dipping.
Hey, Nelly had some of those.
No, I haven't had any on this trip. I would like
yesterday?
to. It was regular fries, stupid fries. I wanted to get because they have the Old Bay. They had the Old Bay seasoning on there.
Sure.
I don't know why someone or Kelly has not brought us up a barrel of crab fries.
Sure, she will. Well, that young lady doesn't seem all that interested in those crab fries.
I would be interested in those.
She seems relatively.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy,
that was coming in hot.
Yeah, it was. We've made it this far without a ball in the booth. I'd like to keep it that way. Jansen Junk facing JT Realmuto in a 1-0 game. Here in the bottom of the second inning, Realmuto did not play last night. He was hurt in Game 1. X-rays on his hand came back negative. They did some additional testing yesterday. He checked out okay. JT tonight playing in his 75th career game against the ball club that drafted him back in the day. He's made a lot of money in his career now as he swings and misses at a slider. Strikeout number 3 for Jansen Junk. Time now to take a look at our Baptist Health matchup here tonight. And Jansen Junk, he doesn't walk anybody. Fewest walks issued among pitchers with 100-plus innings pitched this season.
In his last outing through 7. It's got a good fastball, 93 to 94. Doesn't throw a lot of two-seam fastballs, a lot of four-seamers at the top of the zone.
Here is Max Kepler, 217 hitter for Philadelphia, 17 homers, 1 for 5 with a double on Tuesday, 9 for 43 against the Marlins this season for Kepler. He was just 2 for his last 24 at the plate. And now he's 2 for 25. And now a message from FPL.
At FPL, we plan for
Here is Bryson Stott, the left-handed hitting second baseman for Philadelphia, who homered last night for the 13th time this season. Phillies trail only the Mariners for the most home runs in September. At the start of play today, Phillies have hit 40. Mariners had hit 41. And Cal Raleigh has half of those or maybe more.
Yes. Counting tonight, 4 more games to try to reach what Aaron Judge did back in 2022, hitting 62. That would be the all-time home run record in the American League.
Right. Rockies and the Mariners, game 3 of a 3-game series at T-Mobile Park tonight at 9:40 Eastern Time. So the Mariners have celebrated in each of the last 2 days. They clinched the playoff berth on Tuesday. They clinched the American League West last night. And with a win or a Guardians loss today, Mariners would clinch a top 2 seed and a first-round bye in the playoffs. This is the time of the year where you get to celebrate. Hopefully more than once. That's a real quick and easy bottom of the second inning for Jansen Junk. As we go to the top of the third here at the bank, Tigers have lost 20 of 27. It's the second worst record in baseball going back to August 24th. It's the worst record in the American League. Only team worse has been the Colorado Rockies. They're out of first place in the American League Central for the first time since the start of play on April 23rd, and they have just a minimal 1-game lead over Houston for the third American League wildcard spot. There have been some historic collapses in Major League Baseball, and this one may very well, at the end of the day, take the cake.
Well, that was 15.5 at July 4th, but I saw something that
There's a base hit by Troy Johnston.
Guardians. The Guardians were 11 games back on September 4th.
It's also impossible. It's unbelievable.
11 games back at the beginning of September. And now you got a game lead. Basically a 2-game lead because you own the tiebreaker.
Unbelievable. So a base hit for Troy Johnston. First hit of the night for the Marlins to begin the third. Troy came into the night hitting .313 over his last 13 games. So nice to see him seemingly finish his season strong. We'll see how many opportunities he gets this weekend against the Mets. Yesterday's birthday boy, Graham Pauley, watches a called strike. He was 4 for 13 and is 4 for 13 in 4 games since his return to the lineup. Playing first base tonight. Second time playing over there this season. Jammed by that cutter. It's foul. It's 0-2.
You know, with Raleigh out in Seattle, 60 homers, I think he may have a good shot at hitting 63. They're going to play a Dodger team the last 3 days, and their Dodgers are going to have to line up their starting rotation going into the playoffs. They didn't get one of the top 2 seeds. They'll be the 3rd seed in the National League.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes.
Well, a changeup, yeah, he went a little too far. Changeup down in the zone, and Paulie just could not hold on that pitch down.
Second strikeout of the night for Walker Buehler. Here's Jacob Marcy, who drew a 4-pitch walk to start the ball game. Cal Raleigh became the 7th player in Major League history to hit 60 homers in a season last night. And Nelly told you, 2 shy of Judge's American League home run record. I have to check. There was some speculation that Cal Raleigh might get the night off tonight. And is that the case? No, he's catching and batting second.
I think with 4 games left, and then they're going to have at least 5 days off before they start the
Gotta play.
ALDS. And to give him a shot of just either tying or setting a new American League record with home runs, you can't sit him. Yeah. He won't allow it anyway. He doesn't want to sit. And I think, nothing against Aaron Judge. He's had another MVP type year. I mean, it's going to be between them. But what Raleigh has done, I think he's got to win it.
Marcy pops up to Real Muto. There's 2 away. Let's step aside quickly for a message from Doral Kia.
Doral Kia is loaded with over 500 new Kia models.
Here's Augustine Ramirez. Interesting you were mentioning the Mariners there, because it also applies to the Phillies, who no longer have anything to play for this season. They've wrapped up a first-round bye. They will not open up the division series until late next week here at home. But Kyle Schwarber, remember, is 2 home runs shy of Ryan Howard's all-time franchise record of 58 that he set back in 2006. As Johnston takes off from first and Ramirez wraps one foul outside of third, Kyle Schwarber said after the ball game last night, hey, if Topper puts me in the starting lineup, I'm going to play. Because he was being pressed on, do you want to keep playing? Do you want to try to get the record? And he said, look, if I'm in the lineup, I'm ready to play. But he really didn't budge too much on personal accomplishments and wanting to try to get it. He said he's always willing and ready to play.
Right, and they're in the same scenario as the Mariners, the Milwaukee Brewers as well. I mean, all 3 of those teams are going to wind up getting a first-round bye. Well, the Phillies and the Brewers are. You're going to get 5 days off, and you want to try to play all the way through these next 4 games. It's tough. I mean, to knock the rust off, and it's really nothing that Major League Baseball can do. But to have 5 days off in baseball after you've gone through 162 games, it's really tough to flip that switch.
Ramirez yanks one to left field. That's going to get over the head of Marsh and bang off the wall. Johnson's going to have to stop at third, and Ramirez is going to have to stop at first. That's a long single for Augustine Ramirez, due in large part to the fact that he hit the ball so hard and it was played perfectly by Marsh and left.
Yeah, 114 miles an hour off the bat. Got a 2-seam fastball. And if this was up, if he got underneath it, who knows how far this will go. But nice play by Marsh, and it was, Kyle. Hit so hard, one hop the wall, really no shot of trying to stretch that into a double. He's got to put on the brakes.
So Ramirez is now 9 for 34 on the road trip, 4 doubles and a homer. 2 outs here in the third. Marlins trailing 1-0. They've got first and third with 2 out for Xavier Edwards, who, for the 3rd time in his career, making his 3rd career start, batting 3rd on the lineup card. Again, the 149th different, unique lineup for the Marlins tonight, which is incredible. A little bluff at first by Augustine, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Edwards, who walked back in the first.
Yeah, I think Ramirez tries here. You have the middle infielders. You have Stott playing way over towards first base. He's playing Edwards to pull, and even Sosa is so far off the bag. There you see that it might be tough for him to get to second on a throw. If you can get a good jump, get in a scoring position.
2-1 now on X. Xavier's got a hit in 4 of 5 since his return to the lineup. Remember, he had that right wrist issue that kept him out during that series in Colorado. He came back in Texas. He waits on the 2-1. Edwards hits it foul.
Oh, good cutter from Buehler. A lot smoother here in the last couple innings with his mechanics. A little rough in that first inning when he walked 2. He's had a good cutter to the lefties tonight so far here in the first 3.
Already 50 pitches for Buehler. These guys are sweating too because it's humid outside. The rain that passed through didn't really cool things off all that much. Almost feels like a summer night. Edwards stays alive. Very muggy here in Philadelphia. There's the boys, some of which are getting ready to go out to the bullpen. Another 2-2. Edwards lays off a knuckle curve that just, and I mean just, missed, according to our home plate umpire tonight, Jacob Metz. Another foul ball. I thought Mike Estabrook was supposed to be the home plate umpire tonight, Nelly.
So did I. And he's not?
Ripperger at third, Carapaz at second, and Metz at first. But there was a late change. Jacob Metz is the home plate umpire. Ripperger's at first, Carapaz at second, and Estabrook is at third. They okey-doked this. 8th pitch to Edwards is high, ball 4. A good eye behind the plate by the plate umpire Jacob Metz, and the Marlins have the bases loaded for Liam Hicks. Two walks tonight for Edwards, being very patient. Here comes Caleb Cotham to have a conversation with Walker Buehler, who's already at 54 pitches.
We threw 60 in that relief appearance, 3 2/3 against the Diamondbacks. That was his last outing. Now, he did have a start that he went 5. He threw 90 pitches. What do you think, maybe 80, 85, 90 again tonight?
That's what it sounds like, right around 85. Phillies would probably love for him to settle down and maybe get him through 5. Seems maybe marginally reasonable, but also at the same time, maybe not, because you had correctly pointed out earlier that nothing has come easy for Walker Buehler this season, and oftentimes he throws way too many pitches in innings, and you can see there tonight that it's been inflated in the first 3 innings so far, and he's still not yet out of the 3rd. Just has a really hard time putting guys away. Doesn't get ahead of many guys. He has oftentimes struggled with his command, which has led to a rather laborious 2025 season for the veteran righty. It's a good knuckle curve there to get ahead of Hicks, 0-1.
Yeah, that was his best one so far. He was able to stay back, get that down in the zone.
And Liam's going to go for a walk. Hicks flew out to center field to end the 1st. There's ball 1. You see how hot it is out. That's a different shade of blue on that jersey right now. He's also sweating through that red cap as Liam Hicks shoots one in the air. That's going to go foul. And Hicks behind the count, 1-2 here. Hicks has been struggling of late. Did not play last night. He was 2 for 2 on Tuesday. And he came into this one tonight hitting just 171 over his last 15 games. Marlins are looking for another big 2-out base hit this season. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did. Otto Lopez is on deck. Marlins have a couple of hits. And Edwards has also drawn a walk here in the third. They trail 1-0. The 2-2 is yanked just foul outside of first. And a nice backhand play by the ball girl.
Oh, good AB, a good hack right there. He saw a cutter inside. The cutter's been good for Buehler tonight. But overall, a 361 average, that pitch has given him trouble this year. But tonight, not bad. He's getting it in there. He's finishing it off. Now, after coming in, maybe look for something away. Shoot it to left field.
Pitch number 6 coming to Liam. And he lifts it into shallow right, out behind second for Stott. And the Marlins leave him loaded here in the third.
Your appearance nowadays.
I would challenge you to watch 29 other Major League Baseball pregame shows. Find me a better host than Craig.
Oh, no, Craig's awesome. I love Craig.
He drives the crew nuts sometimes. You know, maybe a big loss. You want to break down that play in the fourth inning for 15, 20 minutes. You got to get to a break sometimes. Got to get it to break.
He's going to be fired up.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably been preparing for these last 3 days for like a month. Mets coming into town, good crowds.
He's gonna text you in 2 minutes that his flight leaves
sure.
Columbia at like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
That or Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Down to his last dime. Well, Marlins come up empty there in the top of the third. And Edmundo Sosa leads off the bottom of the third. Those 3 home runs last night. First time a Philly as a shortstop has ever hit 3 homers in a game. And he did it coming off the injured list as he just got a piece of that slider. Curious to see what the Phillies do with Edmundo Sosa in the postseason if he remains hot. He's a .278 hitter. He's got some pop, above league average OPS, but Trey Turner is expected back. Not suggesting he's not on the roster. He will be, but sometimes managers are faced with a tough decision. He's been hot. Got to get him in there. Well, the party's going to continue tomorrow night after the ball game in Miami at Lone Depot Park. Make sure you get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. We have a fireworks extravaganza for you post-game. Marlins are going to be crawling out of bed tomorrow morning because I'm not sure we're expected back into Miami until about, I'd say give or take 2 a.m. So by the time you get back to the ballpark, get your luggage, get home, it's probably 3. By the time you do whatever else you think you need to do tonight or early tomorrow morning, it's 4. And then you got to be at the ballpark 6-7 hours later. This is in the air behind third, and Otto Lopez is backpedaling, and he puts the squeeze on out number 2.
Well, Norby thought he had a beat on it, and then he quickly, I got to give way to Lopez. And it's a shortstop's ball, especially coming towards the line. You see it a lot better, have a better angle.
And here comes Kyle Schwarber. By the way, if you haven't gotten a text from Craig yet, you know he's not watching.
Yeah, he's
out.
He's deep into somewhere.
Blackjack
or Columbia, like you mentioned.
Schwarber swings, and he sends a fly ball to center field. Didn't get this one good enough. And that's 8 in a row retired by Jansen Junk.
And a slushy, softer than sherbet and smoother than Italian ice. And it's also the reason why my mouth will be stained red for the postgame show.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Otto Lopez leads off the top of the 4th inning with a base hit. Isn't that what you had up here earlier after your dinner?
No, that was sherbet. Got to cleanse the palate with some sherbet. Shouldn't it be wooder? Well, they say wooder here.
Exactly
it's not
right.
W-A-T-E-R. It's W-O-O-D-E-R.
Exactly.
Ice.
Exactly.
Throw some marshmallow on top of that.
What's that about?
Good to go.
What do you mean, marshmallow?
You never had like a snowball where they pour marshmallow all over it?
I have not.
No.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know about the marshmallows
Yes.
on top of the ices or whatever they're called. Interesting.
We called them snowballs when we were
In Baltimore
young
growing
in
up?
Baltimore, yes.
Not too far away.
And that
from
looked
it.
like a cherry one. Cherry's always one of the better ones.
Second straight inning, the Marlins have had the leadoff man aboard. They also got a single from Troy Johnston to kick off the third, but they left him loaded. Leadoff single by Otto Lopez here in the fourth. 63 pitches now for Buehler, who kicks and fires the 0-2 outside. There is some activity in that Phillies bullpen, I believe, or maybe just a little stretching going on. It won't be long before somebody does get loose. So we were told right around 85 pitches for Walker Buehler. And the way his night is gone, it's not that it's gone poorly. It just has not been as effective as he would like. And there's Taijuan Walker. And that is shot to short, and that is a double play.
Sosa had Griffin Conine played perfectly. This was an easy base hit. There you see Sosa. Lopez gets caught off. Really nothing he can do there. He fakes going, and then he's just hung out to dry.
It's at least the second time on this road trip, because Augustin Ramirez had the faux pas on Tuesday, and that one hit Connor. That'll make him a little bit angry. I think they got doubled off maybe in Colorado or Texas too. By the way, I thought Taijuan Walker was pitching tomorrow night, Nelly.
Oh, so did I. I didn't think he was going to piggyback Buehler.
Change of plans. Aaron Nola will start tomorrow.
Just a two-seam fastball that he tried to run in on Norby, and this gets him on the bottom hand, it looked like, yeah.
So 66 pitches now for Buehler, and here is Johnston with a runner at first and 2 away. Troy singled to begin the third. Troy watches that knuckle curve up and away. Phillies have won 8 straight series here at home. Marlins are trying to snap that streak here tonight. Gearing up for what they hope will be a deep playoff run. And they've got great starting pitching. 25 times this season. Starts of 7+ innings, 1 run or less allowed. Phillies had a big league best 27 last year. They've got 25 starts of 7+ innings and 1 run or less allowed this season. Just remarkable. Jammed him a little bit. A little flare into right center. Bader's got it. And the inning is over. It is go time.
Get it above the stadium. Down below, you just saw the arrows going zigzag.
By the way, I don't ever want to see those big dark clouds again we just showed. Didn't want to anger you, just wanted to send you off on a happy note. Wish you a happy, healthy, and fabulous off season. That's all. Don't take it out on me. Uh-oh, there's a pop-up, and it's caught by Otto Lopez. Harper's out. There's one away here in the fourth.
Look like cowboys and Indians on that graphic. There's like arrows going everywhere.
Oh, goodness. There's Alec Boehm. Stroked into center field, and the base hit for Boehm, who's got an RBI tonight. Now he's got a base knock.
I need to hit myself in the side of the head, get my eyes straight just from that graphic. It was like they're like ended up being crossed.
You're going to sue after the damage that did.
There it is.
I mean, it's important to look
we
at,
got
though, right?
Sun going up in the air.
This could twist back towards fair territory.
It's like one of those 120-foot fly balls there. Anything, or maybe 90. Maybe 90.
Boy, there's a really nice sunset somewhere, but those clouds behind the scoreboard are rather ominous. Please no. You got to drive home after this one. Drive safe, you hear me?
Yeah.
If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out.
And what are you going to do on the plane?
I've got AAA. If you need anything. That Bronco you're cruising around in, though, you got a spare tire on the back. You can run people over. You can get through about 6 feet of water.
I don't think I'll be changing a tire. Those things probably weigh 200 pounds.
0-1 coming to Brandon Marsh. It's chopped foul.
I will abandon it on the side of the road and hitchhike or train.
Great ballpark to be at. Citizens Bank Park.
Home of next year's All-Star game. How about that? That'll be exciting here.
I guess you probably didn't pitch here because you ended your career in the American League, but Citizens Bank Park opened up in 2004.
I was on the West Coast, so we didn't play any. We didn't play the Phillies in Interleague. When I played them, they were at Veteran Stadium.
The Vet.
The Vet.
On the AstroTurf?
On the AstroTurf.
That's Tommy Hutton's AstroTurf.
Their bullpen, you had a big window at the bullpen, and it was all scratched up, and you really couldn't see anything, any part of the field.
That was a great-looking logo,
It
too,
was.
for the All-Star game next year. There's a lot you can do with that Liberty Bell, and that All-Star logo just fits perfectly here in Philly. They'll do it right here, too. You've got this big area with all the facilities, football, basketball, hockey, the convention center downtown. I mean, the ballpark is fit to host anything you need. It'll be a fabulous midsummer classic.
It'll be nice and hot and humid.
Oh, yeah. Ball will fly here. The home run derby could be awesome. The short porch in right and left. Manageable in dead center. You could see some parked up onto the third deck in the derby. And that's a broken bat line drive single into right field for Marsh. Boehm will stop at second. Pair of one-out singles. Here comes Real Muto.
Well, that slider was just elevated just a little bit too much. It was a good pitch, 2-2. It's down, you get a ground ball out of it, but since it was up, and it jammed Marsh, so he was able to get enough of it, though, to shoot it in the outfield.
So here is JT, who struck out swinging to begin the second. He is rather color coordinated tonight. Looking good with those batting gloves. It's an old school Phillies look. He yanks it to short. Lopez to second, not in time. They only get the one. Tune into Golic and Golic, featuring Mike Golic Sr. and Mike Golic Jr. Weekdays on FanDuel Sports Network. They're bringing the heat with bold takes, big personalities, and some of the biggest names in sports. Don't miss the action weekdays 3 to 5, only on FanDuel Sports Network. So here is Kepler. Kepler 0 for 1 tonight, and 1 for 6 now in the series. His lone hit a double.
Another slider up in the zone, and Kepler was just in front of that one. The sliders that Junk has thrown tonight, there's been a bunch of them that have been upstairs. You want that down a little bit.
The count now 0-1 on Kepler. And the pitch. Generous strike call.
That was about 3 or 4 inches at the top of the zone. Out of the zone.
There's called strike 3. Good fastball in the inside corner. Strikes out Kepler. And Junk strands a pair here in the fourth.
For this, we were teasing this a little earlier on the road trip. So this is in honor of Harrison Bader.
Thank you.
This is a limited time here at Citizens Bank Park. Tater tots. We've got some cheddar cheese, American cheese. We've got bacon. We got scallions. We have sour cream. But Kyle, I know you do not like sour cream, so I made sure they held the sour cream. This is what we've got. There you go.
Thank you.
Take it. I figured, boys, that this would make up for bringing the Rocky Mountain oysters up a couple days ago.
We would have taken those as well.
No, we wouldn't have, but I actually really like this, and I appreciate that. Old Bay reminds me of my hometown.
Home? That's what I figured.
So
Baltimore.
That is not sour cream in the bottom.
That is not. That is cheese. I promise there's sour cream. I promise. Look how Kyle's looking at me. You think, no, I'm not joshing you. Look, we've got the packet of sour cream over here. It is on the side because Kyle is not a sour cream person.
Why do you not like sour cream?
I think people should do time in a state penitentiary if you're eating sour cream.
Really?
It's just rotten, spoiled milk.
You're not a milk guy either, then, right?
So we got some on the side in case Nellie wants some. So there you go, boys. So give them a try. How are we doing?
Thank you, Kelly. Well,
tastes good?
I never know to eat on the screw it.
Small
There's 3
bites.
left. Who cares?
Oh, the crab fries are amazing. Plus the crinkled fries. The crinkled fries could be the best fry ever.
There you go.
Throw some Old Bay on them.
Lots of seasoning. And you're supposed to dip it in the sauce, which Kyle won't do because it's got that sour cream consistency. So
But
he's
then
gonna pass.
you ruin the Old Bay taste.
That's true.
You don't want to ruin the Old Bay taste.
So
on
you
the
just
French
go without the sauce for you.
Yes.
Okay.
How's the
Kyle,
Bader
you
fries?
done the rest of the
Bader
morning?
tots. Bader tots.
The Bader tots.
They're really good.
Some
The
good stuff.
1-0. Fly ball to left. It's time to eat. We'll be back. We're halfway home. It's 1-0 Phillies. Night. It's turned out to be very special.
Just itched my eye and got Old Bay all over it, so I can only see out of one now.
Bryson Stott 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out in the second.
There's been many things that Jansen Junk has done right this year, but you have to absolutely love how efficient he is with his pitches. 55 pitches. He's in the 5th inning. He fills up the strike zone. There you see 41 strikes to 14 balls.
And that's ripped out towards the alley in right center. It's cut off by Conine. Let's get you a quick word here from FPL.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long.
(3-2) and foul ball. If you're filling up the strike zone, and even if you're giving up early hits like you just gave up with Stott, you're still getting a lot of early outs. You're keeping the defense on their toes.
This is cued out towards the mound, bobbled by Junk. His only play is the first. He gets at least one there. So Sosa's retired.
I think Jansen just thought about getting that double play, going to second a little too quick.
Kate Gibson loosening. So too is Taijuan Walker for Philadelphia. Buehler 5 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. I think that ball back to the mound also had a little bit too much English on it for Junk as well. Harrison Bader batting for the 3rd time tonight. He's 1 for 2. Bader hitting .315 in 46 games with the Phillies after he was acquired by Philadelphia from Minnesota. How about that come up? Go from Minnesota, who had just an awful year, to a team legitimately that believes they might just win it all, and they may very well.
He's put together a pretty good year, and he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And after he left the Yankees, had a hard time finding a job. He's always been a really good outfielder, good defensive player. But he's put it together both at the plate and in the field.
He has always come across to me as a guy that 30 general managers would love to have. He's willing to scrap, fight, claw, dive, get hurt. As he bounces one out to second for Edwards, and there's 2 away. Kyle Schwarber coming to plate. Time now for Marco's Pizza doing more. Looks like that might be all for Jansen Junk as well. All right, we'll actually get back to that in just a minute. First, we'll step aside. We have a call to the bullpen here in Philadelphia. Kate Gibson coming on to face Schwarber when we return. In a 1-0 game in the 5th with a runner at 3rd and 2 out. This is where Cade made his major league debut months ago, and now he's making his 42nd appearance of his rookie campaign.
Good ERA, 2.72, 41 strikeouts. You love the 19 walks.
He's been real good. Manager trusting him to get one of the more feared lefties in baseball here. All right, time now for Marco's Pizza doing more. And this is Phillies history, folks. Schwarber 56 homers, 2 shy of Howard in 06.
Well, my vote for MVP in the National League. I know Ohtani's had another incredible year, but I'm going Schwarber.
And I'm going to vote for two salt-of-the-earth guys, one in Schwarber and one in Raleigh.
You know, Schwarber, 33 home runs here at Citizens Bank. That is the most hit since Chuck Klein back in 1932 at 29. Your favorite player.
Mm-hmm. Swing and a miss. Good curveball, 2-2.
Now, 79 miles an hour really had Schwarber out on his front foot. There's Klein.
Don't forget about Chuck Klein.
You get 2-2. You could spot that fastball down and away. He's probably looking curveball here, looking off speed.
Oh, he just got a piece of that curveball, and it also caught a piece of Liam Hicks. It's a quality pitch.
Oh, got him right under. Yeah, got him right underneath that shin guard. Right underneath the foot guard. That little pad popped up.
Two balls, two strikes. The count on Schwarber. Gibson kicks and fires. A breaking ball in the dirt. It's a heck of a job by Liam Hicks.
Well, it's pick your poison. As good as Schwarber is doing, you have Harper on deck. You know, you probably think, okay, I have first base open. You're probably not going to give in here. You're probably going to try to expand the zone, throw another breaking ball down and away. And then you're going to have to hope you get Harper if you walk Schwarber here.
3-2. Throwing away ball 4. We'll catch the first and final Collector Series against the Mets this weekend. Share on the Marlins. Get a limited edition poster set and a ticket bundle starting at $50. Set includes one closing weekend 2025 ticket with poster and one opening day 2026 ticket in poster as well. Get yours at marlins.com/collector.
Some point, when you have hitters like Schwarber and Harper and you're constantly breaking ball happy, they're going to pick the spin up and they're going to know, hey, I got to lay off of that. There's another curveball that you miss. You know, you take that at bat with Schwarber, he didn't see a fastball at all. A sweeper and curveball. You show him one fastball at all, especially early in the count, wherever it is, could be away, could be in. Then you're putting another thought in those hitters' head instead of, okay, I'm going to constantly see that breaking ball. And then they start getting better looks at it, and then you wind up not making a good pitch and not getting them to offer at it.
Yeah, got to be careful here. Schwarber at first, Stotts at third. 2 outs, bottom 5 in a 1-0 game, and that missed badly outside. Ball 3 on Harper.
Well, Harper's going to have the green light here. If he sees a fastball that he likes, he's going to unleash.
Yeah, Ronnie Enriquez up and loosening, but I'm not sure for who. There's the 3-0. And he's watching all the way.
Well, that was right down the middle.
He's got to face Bohm, who's on deck if it gets there. And then you have the lefty in Marsh, so I guess conceivably Enriquez already loosening for somebody 4 batters away in Real Muto. 3-1 coming. And Bryce watches strike 2. He's not ready for that sinker. You throw one more?
Well, right now you've got him set up for a breaking ball. You can expand the zone on him right here. Actually, you know, I like the fastball. That's something you probably could have thrown to Schwarber and you wouldn't have walked him. You put another thought in his head. I like the breaking ball down and away.
Here it comes. Swing and a miss. They got him with that breaking ball down and away. Inning over. Nicely done by Gibson. Phillies strand a pair as we go to the 6th. replaces Walker Buehler, who went 5 shutout innings and allowed 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Here comes Taijuan.
Make it his 32nd appearance on the year. Just 21 starts. A cutter, split, sinker, fastball about 92 to 93. Mixes in a curveball and a slider as well.
So Walker replaces Walker. Now, the problem here for Philly, this is not exactly what they wanted to do with their 4-year, $72 million man. They're just trying to find some way to get Walker to have some success. They were counting on him to be a big part of the rotation. Obviously, they've done a fine job without him, but they didn't pay him all this money for this, that's for sure.
Well, I would imagine Nola's not a guy that could pitch out of the bullpen. I think Buehler and Walker can throw out of the bullpen for the Phillies.
Yeah, the Marlins have the tying run at first with nobody out here in the 6th. And Buehler has gone back out to the bullpen to complete his night of work, which is something you actually often see in spring training. But that's a more controlled environment right now.
That's the 3rd walk for Edwards tonight. Taijuan Walker out on the hill. He's got a big leg kick. Let's see how well he holds base runners and see if Edwards could get into scoring position here with nobody out.
Hicks is 0 for 2. And the one thing Taijuan Walker has is a very, very strong pickoff move.
Yeah, he's pretty quick over there. To the plate, not so much, but over to first, yes.
So you mentioned the 3 walks for Xavier Edwards. He's walked 3 times in a game, 1 other time in his career. That's the most he's ever walked in a game. It was exactly 1 year ago tomorrow, September 26th of last year, when the Marlins were in Minnesota, and they collected an 8-6 13-inning victory over the Twins. That splitter misses low ball 2. I'm not sure where Taijuan Walker fits onto the postseason roster. That is ripped into right, and that's going to get down in front of Kepler. So a walk and a single for the Marlins to begin this 6th inning. And Taijuan Walker, I don't think this is a stretch to say, might be pitching for a postseason job here.
Yeah, I think you might be right. There's a 2-0 fastball up top. Nice job by Hicks getting on top of it. Now Edwards had to hold up just in case Kepler comes in to make this catch.
Remember how good he was a couple of years ago with the Mets when he was an all-star and he parlayed that into this deal?
He's always had better control, actually. A good fastball, really good split.
Yeah.
A nice cutter, good 3-pitch mix. There's that cut fastball right there. It could be an audition here these last 4 days to see who the Phillies use in that long roll out of the bullpen.
I guess that's a role you need in case you get into trouble in a playoff game.
Because you're not going to let your starters get themselves out of the jams. If they start getting into trouble early, you need someone to throw up some zeros. I think Walker and Walker Buehler, both Walkers, will wind up making this roster and pitch out of the bullpen.
You only need 3 starters in the division round.
Yeah.
Walker's still working out there in the bullpen. 2-1 is flying in the air to center field for Bader. Backpedals a little and he gets behind it. Edwards will bluff a tag at second. It's nicely done by Harrison Bader. Make sure the runners do not advance. Make sure you stay tuned until the 7th inning for The Stretch. Brought to you by Celsius. So with one out, here comes Griffin Conine. The Marlins have had the leadoff man on base in 3 of their last 4 innings that they've come to the plate. Single in the 3rd, single in the 4th, nothing doing in the 5th. That was a clean inning for Walker Buehler, but a leadoff walk here in the 6th to Xavier Edwards. And Griffin Conine lined into a double play in his last at bat back in the 4th. Smoked the ball right behind the bag at second on a line, and Mundo Sosa had him played perfectly. And they doubled off Otto Lopez, who just flew out to center. Griffin waits on the 1-0, and he waves and misses at a splitter. It's 1-1.
Well, the first pitch wasn't a strike, and it's tough when you get put in a hole right away on a pitch out of the zone. And then you're just going to come, and that was a split finger up. That last pitch was also a split finger, a lot better one down.
0-2 on the outside corner, called strike 3. It's a well-executed fastball there by Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, good fastball, 94 miles an hour after 2 splits. And like I said, the first pitch was a ball. Got called for a strike. You get in a hole right away as a hitter. He swings over a really good split down and then paints with that fastball outside.
Here's Connor Norby. Marlins had first and second with nobody out. That almost went all the way to the backstop. Norby 0 for 1 tonight, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Splitter came up and in on him, and now it's 1-1. Mets and Cubs are underway at Wrigley Field. Reds won earlier today. The Mets lose. It's once again a tie for that 3rd and final wild card spot in the National League. As for the Marlins' playoff hopes, it's as simple as this. They have to win every single game, and everybody else around them has to lose every single game. And that'll make you lose some hair.
Well, if you're Norby here after cutter away, look for that split down.
Didn't get it down enough. He might just throw it again.
Yeah, I think he comes cutter away. If you're Norby, again, look for something away. Shoot it to right field.
2-2. He threw it again.
You were right.
And he punched him out. No runs ahead. 2 men left aboard here in the 6th.
It's located on the first base side of the concourse in honor of him playing first base.
I'll tell you what. That's how you put a lot of thought into something right there. That is really cool. Maybe that's why he was at the hotel. He's coming over to make sure everything's in order.
In order at the stand?
Yeah.
With the chicken?
Right.
Maybe. Or here to see if Schwarber breaks his home run record.
Ronnie Enriquez on to pitch for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cade Gibson got the final out of the 5th by walking Schwarber and punching out Harper. And here's Ronnie's numbers. Look at that 199 batting average against them.
Yeah, 6 away from a 100 strikeout season.
And that is something that's important to him. Not going to get it here, but that is going to result in an out as Bohm flies out to Conine and there's one away. Here's a look at the updated National League postseason picture. Cubs, Padres, and the wild card have clinched the playoff spot. Brewers have its only tiebreaker.
And we already know the matchups. The Dodgers just waiting to see who's going to win that third wild card slot. That's who they're going to get. The Cubs and the Padres will go at it in Chicago.
There's the 1-0 pitch to Brandon Marsh. Changeup's a called strike. Be a fun postseason. They always are, though. This is flying to center. Easy play for Marcy. You know, it's unsustainable in the regular season, but it's amazing when the postseason rolls around, Nelly, and you could actually speak to this rather well. How important every pitch is. People hang on every pitch. You don't get that in the regular season. It's understandable, but it's every pitch that's thrown.
You know, it's 3 different seasons in baseball, and it's 3 different players and how guys react. You have spring training, you're going through the motions. You might have some guys that do really well, and all of a sudden the season starts and they don't. And you have the full season. I mean, you can make mistakes. There's always tomorrow. In the postseason, there's no tomorrow. You know, I don't care what, if it's the first game of a 7-game series or a 5 or a 3. There's really no tomorrow, and you got to play it that way. You know, and also some guys just don't handle the pressure of the playoffs very well. I mean, you'll see superstars that have MVP type seasons. They go into the postseason, and you're like, okay, they never even showed up. It's like, where did they go?
Right.
And it's just it'd be all eyes. You're magnified a lot more. The pressure is a lot more. When you have special seasons, it's tougher now, I think, because of the two top seeds get that bye. And like I mentioned, and I've been through it before in the postseason, it's really tough to flip the switch. You get a little bit more time to flip the switch if you go into a 7-game series.
That's a foul ball.
Yeah, right off the knob of the bat. And he's breathing a little sigh of relief because he took one off the hand 2 nights ago when he was behind the plate. But you look, you're getting 5 days off and you're going into a 5-game series. By the time you knock the rust off, you could be 1 game away from being eliminated. You could be down 2-0. And it's tough.
It can happen quick.
Yes.
It's just amazing over the years. Some players are very mediocre in the regular season, and you get these primetime performers. Other guys that are so good in the regular season have a hard time handling the pressure. And to your point, these teams that now have a bye, they're going to go to empty ballparks and facilities for 3 days, take a little BP, put the music on, and then Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time is going to roll around. 43,000 people are going to fill up this building, whipping red towels around in the air. They want the other team dead. They want to see them dragged out of here. It's just there's an entire different level of pressure that goes along with it. That's fun as a fan to watch. That's
2 good examples. Alex Rodriguez. Now, he did have a good 2009 postseason, but in years past, he was having MVP type years and just disappeared in the postseason. Aaron Judge now. You know, you look at Aaron Judge. He has MVP type years, and then it comes to the postseason,
gets quiet.
And he gets quiet. Now, last year in the World Series, he hit a couple home runs, but they were meaningless. They were just in games that didn't mean anything. They were either too far out of it, or they were winning that it really didn't matter. There was no really big hit.
There's ball 4. Yeah, it's an entire different beast. Be nice to be back home tomorrow night. Marlins and the Mets. Go to marlins.com/tickets. Final 3 games of the 2025 championship season await down in Miami this weekend. 3 very large crowds are expected. Should be awesome. Mets fans will be tense and anxious and nervous. They do have a 1-0 lead in the top of the first.
You'd love to see Miami pull this one off. So that weekend would mean something for them. If not, it definitely means something for the Mets. And
right.
Hey, knock them out. Why not?
Well, if the Mets win tonight, Marlins are eliminated regardless. But here's what we can tell you about the Marlins situation. Whether they are eliminated or not come 7:10 tomorrow night. There's a throw down to second. That's not in time. Clayton McCullough is going to run out Sandy Alcantara, Yuri Perez, and Edward Cabrera. And Mets fans will have nightmares of 07 and 08 over the next 72 hours and praying to God that this 3-headed monster, the Marlins staff, doesn't come back to bite them and end their year.
Well, Carlos Mendoza, the manager for the Mets, he moved up their best pitcher, McClain, to pitch today or tonight against the Cubs to try to at least stay 1 game ahead in that wild card. I mean, by looking at that rotation that the Marlins are going to throw at him, if I'm Carlos Mendoza, I don't want to see those guys. I don't want to come into Miami with hopes of trying to get into the postseason through those guys.
Well, if Nolan McClain is going to win tonight, he's probably breathing a sigh of relief right now. The Mets have a 2-0 lead before Nolan McClain has taken the mound tonight. Clayton, it's been a long year, but it's also been a season that'll give you a lot of reason to hope and believe about the future. There's a swing and a miss and a punch out for Ronnie. He's now 5 away from 100 this season, and he leaves a man at second to end the 6th. Walk and hit by Edwards and Hicks in the 6th. Got Lopez, Conine, and Norby. Punched out Conine looking, Norby swinging. Marlins really struggling here tonight, getting a big hit. They're 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Now, the Phillies are 0 for 7, which is notable, because the Phillies are now 5 for their last 48 with runners in scoring position over their last 5 games. Such a weird dynamic, too, for teams that clinch these byes and they're going into the postseason. As Troy Johnson hits one out towards second, Stott dives, and he throws him out. Nice play by Bryson Stott. You want to win these games. You want to go into the postseason feeling really good.
I mean, you wonder how much the Phillies, especially at the plate, are going through the motion. I thought this was a clear base hit. An outstanding job by Stott. He gets fully stretched with that catch, and he throws out Johnston. Bryson Stott back at his normal position. He was played short in the first game here against the Marlins. Back at second.
1 ball, no strikes on Graham Pauley.
Because the Phillies, after last night, they really don't have anything to play for anymore. They already wrapped up. Milwaukee, all they have to do is win one more game, and they get the top seed.
Yeah, there's ball 3. After this out, if it's relatively uneventful or base hit, we're going to show you what happened at Wrigley Field in the top of the first inning tonight. Mets got 2 runs, but one in very unconventional fashion. Here you go. Watch this. Second and third with 1 out. To runners to an extra 90 feet, which cashed in the first run of the night for New York. You don't see that one very often.
No, you don't see. You also don't see the infielder fall into the stands when you have that net. Right. Usually, that net's pretty tight, and they'll fall into it and bounce right back on the field. Now, because he fell over and just collapsed into that net, that's why
he was ruled out of play. It's actually pretty heads-up base running, too, by Lindor. So he saw him fall out of play. He took off. And as soon as he was, in essence, tagged out at the plate, he popped up and told the home plate umpire, no.
Right.
And the umpires immediately got together and said, yeah, that's a run because the ball is out of play. It's no different than throwing the ball out of the play if you're trying to record an out at first and you throw one into the camera well. This is banged down a line to center field, but it's going to hang up enough for Harrison Bader. Time now for our Toyota Trend tonight. Marlins rookie Augustine Ramirez coming to the plate. The Marlins have 640 hits by rookies this season, which is remarkable considering the fact that they've won 77 games, and a lot of the heavy lifting is done by guys this year that have never played in the big leagues before, as Augustine waves and misses at that cutter. That's a notch in your belt buckle that you can be proud of, and that gives you a reason to believe that this franchise is going to be very successful moving forward. Did he check? Yes.
Well, this could be a guy that Ramirez hits number 22 off of. He lays off that split down. He might be able to get a hanging cutter.
He has hit a long single off the wall in left field already tonight. That ball was smoked. I think it dented the padding. I'm sure Rob Thompson would love Taijuan Walker to finish this game, I would imagine. But I don't know. They do have Matt Strahm loosening in the bullpen. But I figure maybe you got 2 guys with bulk workload, see if he can get through it. Again, these games are relatively meaningless for the Phillies. Maybe he wants to see what he has in Walker in a larger sample size, but there's Matt Strahm. And Ramirez hits it foul.
I'm sure you go right to your setup guy. Strahm hasn't seen any time in this series. Might see Duran again in the 9th.
Well, where's Heriberto? He's on the bench. Get loose.
Waiting in the wings.
Yeah, get ready to go. Got him. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. And let's go to the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Cell. We're doing a fabulous job here tonight, going around the ballpark, showing you some of the nooks and crannies of the bank and bringing us some food. We really do appreciate it. She's very, very busy.
You a cheesesteak guy?
Yes.
Ooh. Cheese whiz?
No.
No?
No.
Wonder if they have cheese whiz down there.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I got to stop with all the bread. I made a promise to myself about 3 days ago. Going to see an all-new and improved-looking me opening day next year.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's drop 20, right? Let's tone up a little bit. I don't want, I won't be on cover of GQ or anything.
It's taking you to game 155 to figure that out?
What is it? No, 159.
You said 3 days ago. Oh, 156.
Yeah, that's true. 157. Yeah, 157.
157, you decide, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
You got the whole winter.
Right. Maybe I'll see some sunshine for the first time in my life.
Yeah. You look like you've been painting closets.
We got bad news. It is raining and there is a cell coming. And that just sent a shiver up my spine.
It's not raining hard enough. Maybe they can play through this thing.
I promised my cat I would be back by 3 a.m. Friday morning. And if I am not, I'm going to lose it.
Let's check out the radar here.
Go ahead. I'd love to see.
Yeah, I think they can play through this thing.
We'll see. Opposite field single to begin the bottom of the 7th. There is Edmundo Sosa, and there goes the runner. They got no chance. Boy, Ronnie had a high leg kick, and it took a long time to get to the plate.
And Stock can run. That's his 24th stolen base on the year.
So, 1 ball, no strikes on Sosa. is hit out towards the gap, but Conine's got it lined up to his right. And Stott will stay at second. Griffin's got a great arm. Phillies are aware of that. There's one away. Harrison Bader 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the first, scored a run. He scored on the ground up by Alec Boehm. That's the difference in this game. Insurance run at second as Bader shoots one foul off to the right.
Well, that was a four-seam fastball, but that had some really good movement, almost like a two-seamer in on Bader.
With those highlighter pink batting gloves on, the elbow guard and the shin guard. It's pouring. And they are headed towards the exits.
Well, I think it's just it's going to be in and out really quick. And usually you have the ground screw guys. Yes, they are waiting. Sometimes they'll be by that tarp, but I think it's just a real quick sell, in and out. They might be able to play through this thing.
Some heavy raindrops. There's a swing and a miss on a slider. Bader strikes out. And there's two away here in the seventh. In fact, it's already lined up.
Well, it's always good when you have swing and miss in that bullpen, and that's what Henriquez brings to the Marlins.
Clayton's going to the bullpen. Josh Simpson is coming in. Here's a look at the last pitch.
Well, good slider. You're expanding the zone, and Bader wasn't even close to it. I mean, this was so far outside. There was no chance of him getting a piece of it.
All right, Ronnie's night is over. Inning in 2/3. We'll see Josh Simpson when we come back.
Is going to get a steady diet of breaking balls again.
See the rain coming down on your television screen. And Schwarber watches ball one. The rain's really picking up again. Clayton's going to melt. Some subtle chance of MVP start to ring out. Some of them probably coming for the concourse, where some have headed for cover.
Well, I like it. You got it in. And if you remember that graphic that they showed, the hot and cold zones, that was in that cold zone when he was hitting under 200, about belt high in. You get on his hands, and then you can expand the zone. I like showing him a fastball, and then that way you can go to something else.
There's strike two. I am led to believe if he gets the final out right here, they're going to tarp it. This is as hard as it was raining the other night when this crew said, put the tarp on. Look at that guy. Just unbothered by the rain.
Oh, this is Philadelphia. These fans are durable. They don't care about rain.
I didn't know you could bring an umbrella in. Isn't that like a weapon? Guess not. Oh, boy. If that's got anything to do with the conditions, that'll draw the ire and the attention of the umpiring crew. One sailed right over the coconut of Schwarber.
Well, a breaking ball that just slipped under his hand. He got underneath it, released it a little too quick. That was a sweeper. I would still go with the same pitch, 2-2, expand the zone a little bit away. See if Hicks gets off the plate.
2-2 from Simpson to Schwarber. Swung on and foul tipped into the mid of Hicks. He's got it. The inning is over. Simpson gets the big out. Marlins still trailing by a run as we go to the 8th. Ask yourself now, are you ready?
.9:30, 10 o'clock hour, I think you're good to go here.
Good to hear. Xavier Edwards leads off the top of the 8th. Matt Strom is on to pitch.
Well, Strom fastball slider does mix in a cutter and a changeup, but mainly fastball slider. Fastball in the low 90s, good ERA. The 66th game.
Xavier Edwards draws a walk here. It'll be the first time in his major league career he's drawn 4 walks in a game. Has not registered an at-bat tonight. He has walked on 3 separate occasions, in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 6th.
Well, and they were giving him an opportunity to bunt for a base hit as well.
Yeah.
Bohm, the third baseman, was playing deep.
He's 3 paces shy of the outfield grass.
You're not going to do it now with 2 strikes, but he had an opportunity.
And he struck him out on an 84-mile-an-hour slider. So here's the numbers on Matt Straub for you. He's been really reliable all season long for Philadelphia, and his numbers against the Marlins. About a 5.10 ERA, 2 career saves, 23 appearances, so something to monitor. And Heriberto Hernandez is going to replace Liam Hicks. Remember, Hernandez had the clutch game-tying homer off of Duran on Tuesday. And here is that home run from Tuesday.
This was on an 0-2 pitch from one of the best closers in.
It's that foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Heriberto Hernandez, a guy that when he was first brought up, people looked around and said, who is this guy?
Right.
Where's he? Who is this? What's he going to offer? He's offered a lot. Been really good in the 7th inning or later. He's hitting .266 on the year. And he flies this slider into shallow right and stops out there. Looking through maybe a couple of raindrops. He makes the catch, 2 out. The rain is all but stopped, which is good. So with Liam Hicks being pinch hit for, will that press Ramirez into catching duties, or will they just put Navarreto there and continue to let Ramirez DH?
Yeah, I think Navarreto goes behind the plate.
I think you're right. Then you don't have to forfeit your DH. And there is Brian doing a few air squats.
Your favorite exercise?
Heck yeah. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Lopez 1 for 3 tonight, singled in the 4th. And he swings and misses. The Marlins have had the leadoff man on base in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th. Couldn't cash him in. Still trailing 1-0. They're making this very difficult on themselves if they think that facing Duran would be better in the 9th. Two. Rolled the 3rd. Bouncer to first. They got him. The Marlins are out of challenges. It is, however, the 7th inning or later, and the Marlins could ask for a crew chief review. Boy, Alec Bohm simply took too much time, but the Marlins will not ask for a review. Otto Lopez is out, and the Marlins are still without a run.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuna Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field.
Eastern and then do the math on the different time zones. That is ripped foul by Bryce Harper, facing Simpson to begin the bottom of the 8th. I have been a proponent in recent seasons of any game with any type of implication should be played at 3:10. Everybody else that is out of it should clear the decks and just get that kind of red zone type coverage going, beginning at 3:10.
I like how they do that now. It's been what? Before COVID, they started that?
But what I'm saying is any game that means something should start at 3:10. Everybody else should play at noon. Get out of their way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys play at 12, get done, and then the show starts at 3:10. There's 4 games that mean something. These teams need to win, and then just have that whip-around coverage. I think would be awesome. And you know, they in effect do that right now anyway with every game starting at 3:10, but whatever. Coming down, but it has lightened up. Some are headed back towards their seats. It's funny, every time it picks up, they go sprinting for the concourses, and it lightens up and they come back out. There's a called strike on Alec Bohm. Grab your poncho. Nothing. And 2 on Bohm, who's 1 for 3. Here it comes again. I mean, it's every couple of minutes. It's coming down in sheets, and I guess Rob Thompson is not fazed by the rain enough to potentially not have Duran try to close this thing.
Yeah, that looked.
To center field, 1-out single for Bohm, his second hit of the night.
Well, he tried to throw that back leg curveball, and he just got underneath it just a little, and that's why it stayed on that outside corner, and Bohm just roped it up the middle. There you see Navarreto. He set up on the inside. He wanted it down and in to see if he could get a swing and miss.
Boy, it's coming down about as hard as it has all week long now. See how many pitches they let him throw. If one of these gets away, they're going to call for a tarp. It's usually a good indication. Anything that goes to the backstop, that'll do it. They are desperately doing everything they can to get these final few outs. Still plenty on the line for the Marlins, who have to win to stay alive. I want to see the Duran light show in a heavy downpour. Here's the 1-0. It spins over for a strike. See the rain dripping off the helmet of Brandon Marsh, whose hair's already wet. And he waits on the 1-1 from Simpson. Yeah, now they want the tarp. Nobody's happy. Brandon Marsh can't believe it. And now they're going to get the big boy on here.
Yeah, it was just coming down a little bit too much for them to try to play through this thing. I thought maybe, okay, hey, they're going to try to get the last few outs.
Oof.
We kept seeing the head grounds crew and the umpires get together, and they were talking about, okay, where this cell is coming and when it's going to clear up.
Well, It is going to clear tonight, but it's not going to be for a while. They are showing the radar on the Jumbotron here at Citizens Bank Park, and there's a nasty cell coming through.
Bye.